Don't worry, I'm here today to take out all the mysteries of what really happens when you list a piece of real estate. What are the steps that are taken? This is kind of an overview for anybody that hasn't sold property before and you want a little bit of an inside scoop as to what really transpires from the real estate agent's perspective. Stay tuned to today's breakdown of what happens when you list your real estate. Welcome back to the channel, Get Sarasota Real Estate Fit with me, Shayla Twitt. So if you haven't subscribed, by the way, before I dive in, please do. I love seeing that. I never realized how hard of a platform YouTube really is until I started doing video, and I've enjoyed doing this for years now. And so thank you for those who've supported me and shared and commented throughout the years. Thank you. And I appreciate you, and my sellers appreciate it because you share these for all my listings. And by the way, I'm not going to edit too much of this video. If you hear the pitter patters, those are the little doggies, and the people next door are putting a pool in. So you're going to hear some little pitter patters and maybe some barks. Sorry in advance. Anyway, again, thank you for tuning in. I am not going to go through every little bit of secret sauce, shall we say, for me personally, but I want to take out some of the mystery of if you're wondering what happens once you list real estate. And it's not even just putting the sign up, right? There's so many things that lead up to that. But in a nutshell, let's start with launching and marketing. Do you hear the tractor next door? Again, sorry in advance. Okay, launching and marketing. Of course, professional photos and videography. This comes after the paperwork, right? So for me, I do the listing agreement because it's the simplest and the most, necessary document, right? Once the listing agreement's signed, we can do all the disclosures and all the other paperwork thereafter. That's easy. The seller can work on that while I'm getting ready to launch the property. So I do that. I do the paperwork in phases actually. And so we get that out while they're working on their seller's disclosures, which is just filling out to the best of your knowledge what is known materially or non-materially wrong with the property or ages of the systems and things like that. So launching and marketing the property, there's so much involved with that in and of itself. But generally speaking, the professional photography, we don't do iPhone photos or Samsung photos. No, we don't. We absolutely don't. And we don't steal from other agents' photos. That's like the biggest no-no. High class, top notch, first impressions are so important. So launching that. Compelling descriptions, right? So while I like to use ChatGPT, it's just another consumer source that we can use to help guide us. But when you put, even if you just put your address into ChatGPT, what is it going to tell you? It's going to be super general, and it's not going to have the keywords that your property that you're representing, that you've walked through and know intimately, second to the owner, would know. So compelling description. And this is a live document, shall we say, because I go in and I constantly will change it. When needed, right? So if the seller has some input or I think of something that I want to put to the top, things like that, things are not stagnant. They're always changing, just generally in real estate. And it should change as the market changes and shifts with the market. It can't just sit stagnantly. I very strongly believe that a good agent, a top 1% agent, should have as a fluid changing document, so to speak. Okay. And obviously all of these go into the MLS and then all of the reciprocal IDX sites like Zillow, Realtor.com, and thousands of other broker sites. So that is a matter of us just clicking some buttons in the back end. You can certainly not put your property on Zillow. It's a matter of clicking. The agents put that in, right? So we have the option to click those or unclick those. Still under launch and marketing, social media campaigns, e-blasts, things of that nature. People are looking online first. people will go to open houses. Maybe they'll stumble on your open house sign, but generally speaking, they're going to look on the internet first. Like if it's like a hyper focused thing that a buyer is wanting to buy, they're probably going to be looking online first. So these are why photos and high quality photos, you know what I mean, are most important. One of the most important besides pricing, which we always talk about pricing anyway. Agent to agent marketing. So if you have a coming soon property within the 24 hours, obviously it's within the rules, unless it's in-house. We have certain parameters for timeline where we can blast it out verbally or in writing. So there's compliance with that. So, but otherwise agent to agent marketing, even if a property is brand new or it's been sitting on the market a year or whatever, it doesn't matter the timeline. Networking with agents are the ones that 90% of the time have the buyers, right? So that's really important. And along with that, we do broker tours. Okay. Those are like generally by invite, or we promote them to agents only. So you could do a multitude of ways. You can do general open houses to the public or broker to broker tours. And just calling on the agents, like we can, I know I've done this a lot where, like, if I have a new listing, did you hear that? If I have a new listing and I search in that neighborhood for like, who are some of the agents that have recently sold here, I might call on those, like just kind of warm call those agents to promote my seller's listing. And just overall, it says leveraging relationships to create the buzz. You know, it's just networking. Managing showings and open houses. This is all just behind the scenes stuff. We don't just open doors. We don't just put in the MLS. Constantly monitoring showings, making sure the agents are on time. A lot of these properties are occupied either by owners or their guests if it's rented. So we have to constantly maneuver through those processes and ensure that the parties are all communicated with. We get showing feedback. The doors are locked. I know you'd be shocked. Doors and lights are left unlocked and on. So managing all of that, checking on our listings, not just like putting it in and then just leaving and going on a vacation. No, physically going to check on our listings if we haven't been there in a while, or if we don't accommodate those on every single showing, checking on them. Okay. Scheduling, we went over that, scheduling open houses, tracking engagement. One of the things I do, which I'm proud of, it takes an extra step in the selling process, but within the first week or two, depending on the listing, generally within the first 2 weeks, I take every email that I put together for each individual seller. Probably takes like an hour, sometimes more, depending on the property and the amount of marketing. An email with the actual marketing. So it is very, very detailed. Some of the videos and stuff that I do, I have to just take screenshots and attach to the email because otherwise it'd be too large to send. So I'm keeping my sellers informed. I think sellers are just, if I'm a seller, I'm always trying to put myself in the position of a seller. Like, what I need communication. I want to see what you're doing. Listen, if there's a week that goes by and there's nothing happening, just a quick text. Hey, this is what the list track report says. Like, these are the number of views you've had this week, which they always have a live link. It's a real-time link of all the views. And doggies? Just wait for them to bark. It's a real-time link showing a really comprehensive list of impressions and where the buyers are coming from, what links they're using to view your property from. And it's really great. Like how many favorites and repeat viewers. It's awesome. So they have that all along the way. They can hop into that link at any time. And I think it's just a really cool way to stay in touch. Let's see, feedback and follow-up I touched on. It's just the follow-up, the keys in the follow-up and the communication and understanding what the market thinks about your property, right? If we understand that, we can tweak the property. We can understand if it's priced too high or too low, you never know. If there's things that we can do inside, does it smell in there? Does it show better with the balcony awning, retracted or not? Or does it need a cleaning? I mean, just feedback is important. It's really critical in the selling process. And I touched on that communication. I have a 33-page CV, curriculum vitae en français. It's a resume. And it's a really rich, diverse resume that's interactive. There's lots of video. I just show my sellers what I've done, the types of properties I've sold, how I get them sold, some of the marketing samples, a little bit about me, a little bit about the company, the mission statement. Ultimately, every seller wants the best price and the quickest, the highest price and the best terms in the quickest amount of time possible. That's generally what most sellers want. And when it doesn't happen like that, although we all want that, my job is to fill in the blanks, keep you in the loop. What do we need to do along the way to get this thing sold? So if you'd like a copy of my CV and you're thinking about selling, there's no magical pill, there's no magical potion that sells real estate. I have been doing this a very long time, since 2002. I'm always learning. I'm always evolving. I don't know it all, but I do know this market very well. And even though it's fluid, I'm constantly keeping myself educated. I think that is number one. I wake up, live, eat, breathe real estate. And if this is your biggest asset, which it is for most people, like, you want to make sure that you are handled with white glove service. I would. And ensure that you're keeping the most money in your pocket. I would. So I'm always trying to think from the other shoe. If I'm representing the buyer, likewise, I'm going to try to get the best price and terms for them too. So I hope that helps unravel the big mystery, or the mysteries of the unknown. It's like the unknown, unsolved mysteries of real estate selling, listing. Hopefully I've answered some of those for you. And if you want to set up a call, listen, let's talk about it. And as we head into October here, as we film, this is end of September 2025, we're going to gear up for an awesome season. I know, I feel it. It's time. Rates are the lowest they've been in 11 years, 11 months. So going on 11 and 12 months, this is the lowest interest rate we've had. So we're really gearing up for a strong season. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. So if you want to talk, 941-544-7690. You can email me, ShaylaTwit@gmail.com.